Hey, welcome back to Rocket Garage and Service. In today's video, we are going over my cousin's house to look at his 1982 Chevrolet S-10. What makes this truck special or different is he has put a inline 6 in this truck, and it has a manual transmission. In today's video, though, of that, we are going to watch his first fire up and just get a progress update of the truck.
All right, we're here. What year truck is it, Jimmy?
82.
82.
Sure.
The 82 single cab Durango. I didn't even know they had that type trim.
Oh.
So Jimmy now is trying to get it to pull fuel from the tank. Run out of juice. So this is a it's not a long wheelbase, is it? Just a short wheelbase or what, regular?
Yep.
Still got the original rear end, which he has a 8.5 there of another S10, but he doesn't know if he's gonna put that on, right? Probably because of the width of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The that's out of a, what's it called, a ZX2 or something like that. The four-wheel drive S10, like the rounder style, not a square. Can I open the door?
Yeah.
What you got going on? So the truck originally wasn't manual. It's a manual now. He did all the fabbing to put it in, give it a very factory look.
Don't be showing my secret gauges. Man.
Okay, I won't show him. He had to do some modifications to the steering column. What'd you have to do? Like move it over or something? The steer?
No, it's all factory right now.
Well, what did we have to do to the column? Because there's a manual. Had to do something to the column.
We ended up changing the foot where it bolts to the firewall, but I haven't put that column in yet.
Oh, okay.
I put the factory one back in, keep it rolling, because that's gonna take me a while to assemble it. Get that one put back together.
Is it all factory clutch stuff too? Like
Yep.
this, everything's factory far as
Everything but the block. The inline. I mean, it's factory. It's just not factory to this truck.
okay. All right, well, we're gonna let him figure out something with the charge, and maybe while we're here, we can hear it pop off. It's just a straight pipe right now, ain't it? Just off the like. Yeah, you see what he got going on for exhaust here. It's the Edelbrock 4-barrel, ain't it? Yeah. So, anyways, we'll get some more details from him, let him get set up, and it should be unique. It's gonna be kind of cool to see this on the road. So just something different. That's something that he wanted to go with. He didn't really want a V8 car. He's always liked inline 6 vehicles. Simplicity, they just run. And it's just going to be a good cruiser. So, all right, let's let him get a little more set up. Oh, no. She needs some juice.
Yeah, we're gonna have to open the cable to it.
All right, well, we've got another battery. Second battery. Been sitting a little while. We was afraid of this. Let's get something hooked up to it. So, we're not seeing any fuel show up in our filter here. I mean, we got a little bit. So what we did was we bypassed the whole fuel system because it's kind of unknown. And here ran new hoses and stuff. So just, a little doubt. So what we did was we bypassed everything and we cut this off, and we actually got a tank with a little fuel in it just to start eliminating sections of the vehicle. And we're still not really getting a whole lot of fuel, so now we're going to try putting some down the fuel vent and popping it off, and maybe with a little bit of RPM it'll pull some fuel. The fuel pump ain't original, but it ain't new either. It's been a couple years old. So, but it did work when it was pulled, so you would think it's going to work. So we're going to try putting some fuel here, see what happens. All right, so filled up the vents through here. We got it bypassed. So in theory, if he wants it to spark off, it can. Might do something.
Want to turn the sparkulator on?
Turn the switch on?
No, I got it
Oh,
right here.
oh, okay. Oh, Jimmy. There you go. Fire in the hole. Things are getting serious now.
I need your assistance.
Okay.
We get the fire extinguisher.
You know, fire extinguishers aren't a bad thing, but
You make a comment like that. Scared me, man.
I had one catch on fire, and it I was just happy I had one. So what he did now was he hooked up his ignition to the ballast resistor, because it is point, so it has to have a resistor with the type coil he's running and all that good stuff. So now everything should work off of a key instead of the probe. Fuel bowl still full. Well, I got fuel in it. Well, I don't know how much fuel is actually still there. The biggest thing is it's going to pull fuel, and that's going to be probably our stopping point. So we shall see. A lot of unknowns here. Pulling fuel. It finally just grabbed. Look at that. Like when it came in, I'm glad we were recording it because it just like nothing.
I knew it would. It's just you got to get that.
Like that, maybe that diaphragm was kind of stiff still or something.
You just turn it over so slow. And we're not really got a good gravity feed or nothing here, so.
Yeah, that's true. We could have put the tank on the truck, like siphon feed in.
That's why kind of got you to hold it up a little bit, but it's still kind of going up.
I didn't know what you were saying. I would have held it over my head if I knew it was going for a siphon effect. That old Cutlass I had, I used to have to jack up the rear end and get the rear end above the fuel pump. It was insane.
Well, you see which way we're leaning.
Oh yeah. No,
that's a good thing about the 68. It's easy. It's in the cab, so it's usually you're fighting the damn get the hoses on without leaking all the fuel out.
Man, I wish we had the rear wheels in the air. Oh, you have a drive shaft.
You ain't got no drive.
Dadgummit.
We put it in gear.
That would be cool though to see those rear wheels move. We do that though, man. We'll be trying to drive it down the road.
Say, if it had drive shafts, you wouldn't catch me on deck stage. You catch me on drive. Oh, watch this.
Round 2.
Damn it.
Little tink tink from your balance. valve? Dang. All right, Jimmy. So somebody wants to put a inline 6 in their S10. What are some of the things they're going to run into that you had to find special, I guess, is the question.
Basically just, it's going to be the alignment, of course, drive shaft. That's pretty much any engine swap. I couldn't quite get the engine slid back as far as I'd like. So it's up a little high in the front. The core support, I'm going to have to move the radiator to the condenser location. And to clear the fan, I don't have to run electric fans.
And they're going to have to be pusher, is that right?
Yeah, they'll be pushers. They'll be mounted on the front.
And that was already kind of a common V8 swap, right? Thing to do? Was that something you mentioned? V8 guys were having to do something with the radiator? Or did I misunderstand you?
It depends on how far you move the engine back and what motor mounts you use. And I used Jags that run weld your own motor mounts. A buddy of mine built for his V8 S-10 and then got rid of it.
So you didn't buy these at a...
No, they're not. If you buy the Jags that run S-10 swap manual, and it gives you specs on how to build a couple different styles of motor mounts. And plus they sell them if you want to buy them.
But you still got to weld them yourself?
Yeah, so Jimmy had was building him an S-10. He had all the metal and welded everything up to the specs in the manual, and that's what we got.
Wow, I thought you actually bought them when you bought all the other stuff to do, like the starter.
I got that S-10 from him and the using parts, and that was part of it. And that's probably the main part I wanted off of it.
Yeah.
And,
so another thing that I got to witness was this bracket for the carburetor, which it ain't complicated, but did require some fabrication. Yeah. And it came out looking really good.
Yeah.
You gonna take it off? It's funny, we just put it on.
Yeah.
But yeah,
just something simple.
Yeah. And it worked good. As you can see, we ain't gonna flood the carburetor, but the throw is right in line with everything. And
yeah, I had to build it real deep to try and get all the throw I could out of it.
I just noticed you don't got a brake booster, so you're going manual brakes.
Yep.
Did you have to do anything with your wheel cylinder? Is this a brake booster for a manual, or is it for, the wheel master cylinder?
No, that's the one I got out of the junkyard. One of several. I got the piece that, the master cylinder and the right valve.
So it's all set up for no brake booster. Okay.
So it's all the right components. And 82 and 83, this is 82 or 83, I think it's 82. All of them came with the big wheel cylinders in the back from factory, which is the wheel cylinder you're supposed to have to run the manual brakes.
Okay.
So if they still work, if they're not locked up, it's ready to go with the manual brakes.
Other than, I remember hearing him talk about, a lot of it's just this build of the adjustability, which looks like you're about max. No, you got another, what, quarter inch to half on your throw.
Yeah.
He had a lot of movement between front and rear. But you already see this is a pipe that he made. And he only has probably a half inch gap right in here. And then we got a brake line right in here. And he really didn't want it choked down that much. But... and you can see his motor mount gap. So there's a lot of things that had to.
It's a lot of alignment.
Yeah,
definitely a lot of alignment. You can see, if you probably can't see it, but the bolt to the bell housing is almost touching the firewall.
Oh yeah, and then Then there was something with your oil drain plug. That
it's on for this oil pan. It's on the front. So if I slid it any more forward, I couldn't get the plug out. If I slid it any more back, it's gonna rub on the firewall and I have to listen to it squeak. If I modify the firewall where it's hitting at, it's gonna stop the fuel pedal from going all the way to the floor.
Yeah, wow.
So it's
like your steering gearbox though. There ain't no worries there.
No, that was the good part about the inline 6 is the gearbox and especially the steering shaft. There's no header right there in the way because it's a lot narrower engine.
Is there any future upgrade for the header style inline 6?
I'm either gonna put the turbo manifold on here from 12 bolt or the dual exhaust cast manifold, cast header.
That thing still operates? What is that?
Oh, that just holds the springs.
Oh.
And I'll
Gotcha.
bolt my hoses up on it and stuff like that to hold everything out the way. My temp sensor.
Okay. Other than that, I guess we have to come back over here and on the radiator, maybe before you get it too far along, and try to get it for you actually. The setup of the core and the radiator.
Yeah,
that'll probably be the next big step.
Yeah, I've still gotta go get the radiator. I'm gonna get a 4.3 radiator, and then I can start modifying it, the core support for it to fit.
4.3 is a different core support.
Bigger core.
Bigger radiator too.
I got a 4-cylinder core. I've got a 2.8 radiator, and 2.8 is bigger than the 4-cylinder. And if you look at the specs online, the 4.3 is bigger, which I already knew that. I was hoping I had one that was close and I could cut the core support up. But
yeah, not worth it. It's easier to pull one.
Jigs that run say that you run a Corvette style, but it's a little bit more expensive. To be honest, the 4.3 is a bigger radiator. So.
All right, well, we're gonna close this up, and hope y'all enjoyed it. If y'all got any questions, ask in the comments. Hopefully this inspires somebody to be a little different and all that good stuff. So anyways, we appreciate y'all, and on to the next one.